Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. This is the One Stop, and we are Brianna and Lindy. We are down Chris today. He's sick. Actually, I think I'm getting sick, but we're not going to talk about that because then I'll actually feel sick. Lindy is struggling over there with a headache. It's a hot mess express today, but you know what? Why is a hot mess? Because we're talking about the man named after a chili pepper. Carlos Sainz. It's his driver spotlight.
Carlos Sainz.
Carlos with the ridiculously Spanish long name, and I love it. But I can't repeat all of it. All I can think of is Charles's face when he said the whole thing, and he was like, why?
Yeah, we'll probably butcher it. We'll probably hit it with a real country accent, and it just won't be said well.
Well, you know, we try our best. We try our best. We're just really American.
We should just
sometimes.
try it.
Which is really sad. I took like 6 years of advanced Spanish with Spanish native speakers, and yet I sound like, let's go fishing. Like, it's really bad.
Yeah, I think, like 4 to 5 years of Spanish, and I still barely know enough to get by.
I was president of the Spanish club.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
So, yeah, it's so bad. My bad. Anyways, Carlos. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That just goes with his vibe. We need to talk about this man, and we're going to spend some time talking about him rather than him and his dad, because I feel like we talk about his dad enough. And Carlos, you know, he deserves some spotlight on his accomplishments and what he's been able to achieve.
Yes, he's done a lot.
He has, and he's got one of the best mindsets out there on the grid, so, you know, we're going to celebrate him. Mr. Carlos Sainz was born September 1st. That's coming up. 1994.
No, crazy, because I'm 1996. Are you 1995? Oh, 6.
I'm 6.
Okay, he's 1994.
Yeah, I'm 96.
Dang, I didn't know he was 6.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's not about us. It's about Carlos.
You didn't know I was 96?
I thought you were 95.
Don't age me. Life is doing that enough right now. His nationality, full-blooded Spaniard. The man from Madrid.
Born in Madrid.
The man from freaking Madrid. And who's his current team right now?
Number 55,
right.
And he's 5'10".
It's a good height for a driver.
Yeah.
It's a good height for a driver. It's not too bad. So he actually started early, not necessarily with karting, but even just being introduced to, like, you know, those like little kid vehicles that you can buy when he was like 3 or 4, and he was just fast at everything that he was put behind the wheel of, and doing donuts in the driveway, and he just had a natural talent. And so that progressed into his karting career. Homie took over karting. He won a lot of championships across Europe, but a lot in Spain, where he was home based.
He also likes playing golf, tennis, passionate about like cycling and his fitness and working out. Like, that man is active.
Oh yeah. I feel like that's his way of recharging, is staying active, not necessarily relaxing, but like doing activities that fulfill him.
I think recently he was cycling with Ollie Behrman. I think I saw a post about that, and I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I feel like him and Valtteri need to get together and cycle a whole lot more, because they're so avid. Yeah, they're so good at it. I could never.
They literally both could cycle like a marathon.
Which is crazy. No one's trying to hop on a bike like that.
I don't want to run it. I would rather bike than run that.
I would rather not do either of those options. I will pass out water, and I'll give you encouragement along the way, but I am not doing it.
Keep running. Work
You've got this.
Here's the water.
Go, Carlos. I'll be a water boy. So when he was going through the ranks, I think he had his mindset on Formula One rather than going, rally racing. So he quickly progressed through a lot of that and ended up in Formula One. So in 2015, Mr. Carlos Sainz, that sounds really weird. I'm not going to say it like that. Carlos Carlos debuted in Formula One with what famous team?
Scuderia Toro Rosso.
Oh yeah, when they used to be called that. Yeah, his Red Bull days were fun.
At the Australian Prix.
We love this place. We love the Australian Grand Prix, and the Australian Grand Prix loves Carlos.
It does. I was just gonna say, so good at the Australian Grand Prix.
I mean, the man came out without an appendix and was like, watch out. I'm ready. Poor guy.
That was the race too where he like purposely kept Lando within DRS so the Mercedes couldn't pass through, right? Because he at first, Lando got second.
Yeah, it was a double papaya. 2-3.
Yeah, because
yeah, it was good. It was a good
the
day.
engineer was like, just so you know, and he's like, I know, it's on purpose. Like, this is my strategy.
I'm a man with a plan today. And then he went to Renault after that, right? After Red Bull. Which is now Alpine, which is crazy how much time has changed and these teams have changed. And then so I think his last 2 teams have been the most famous of them all, which is his McLaren years where he met Lando and Carlando was formed. They were such good teammates. They really were. I wish they had better car at the time because that could have been a really dangerous shakeup, but
They could have been so good with McLaren today.
Yeah, they really could have been. It would have been like the pre-Lando Oscar, but then at the same time, I feel like Lando has learned a lot of what he needed to be the Lando that he is today, but Carlos has always kind of been there because he's just been so immersed with it. And then of course he joined Ferrari in 2021. Sorry.
Williams.
I don't want the end of the season to come. Yeah. I'm not ready. I'm gonna.
I actually really love him and Charles together too, but he said
he
thinks he can bring Williams back around from like a midfield team to a top team, and if he thinks he can do that, I'm gonna support him wherever he wants to go. I am.
Oh, same. I mean, honestly, Williams was great. It was on top for such a long time. They just haven't caught up to the rest of the grid and how things have changed. I do think Carlos will bring in a lot of sponsorship and a lot of extra development for their team. He is a hot ticket. I think he can do it. And Alex, honestly, is a great teammate for him. I feel like they're going to work very well together. But Alex is a great driver. He is a great driver. He just needs like a better car. Yeah. I do think it'll be okay, but I'm still very sad. Like Abu Dhabi, no one talked to me.
No one. Don't want to hear not.
I'm not ready. No, I don't want to. I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to be in denial forever.
Do you think he's a crier? He'll definitely be sad.
I'm sure he'll be sad, but I also think he'll be happy to move on. I mean, the way that everything came out was a surprise to him to know he wasn't going to have a seat at Ferrari next year. So I'm pretty sure he's ready to move forward.
Well, go over his career highlights instead of being sappy. Whatever he does, wherever he goes.
I'm just going to be emo.
Gonna do amazing.
I just want to cry about this. You gotta let me process. Chili. That's like the best name. I'm not gonna lie. It's better than mine. You should have worn your chili shirt.
Well, it's not a chili shirt.
You have a chili shirt?
It's a shirt that has a space on it. I should have worn that today, but it's like deep in the closet somewhere.
That's okay. It can love your closet. It can love your closet a little longer. That's all right. It's keeping it company. Carlos this is so funny. This is how you know I'm freaking sick because I cannot keep my brain on a single thought process today. His first podium was all the way back in 2019 at the Brazilian Grand Prix. He finished third. He was with McLaren. His McLaren babies. His first pole was in 2022. That's quite some time.
It took him a bit.
That's quite some time. That was at the British Grand Prix with Ferrari.
But back then, you had Mad Max and Lewis Hamilton still those two battling it out. So, I mean, it probably was hard to get pulled.
But he has been decorated on these podiums. He has really done some work.
With Ferrari and McLaren, it's been very consistent, like, getting podiums. And, like, in the
yeah, because he's always in the top 10.
In the driver championships, always in the top 10.
Always. Like, he is very, very consistent. There is nothing you can say about him to knock him in his consistency. And he is a smooth driver.
Smooth operator.
See what I did there? He actually, as smooth as he is, he does have his little moments where that temper flares, and I love it, because then you see a different driver. He turns aggressive and calculated, and then he's all about the strategy.
He's actually good
at
making his own strategy.
Yes.
And, like, managing time.
Yes, he is.
To, like, different tracks. Like, he is good with it. He's smooth with it.
He's just another plug. He's so smooth with it, though. Notable traits for Carlos Sainz. She's got it. She's still got it. He's a hard worker. Yeah. And I will say that the appendix thing is just proof of that. Homie took it out, recovered it barely, and then got right back to work.
Like,
and then won.
Yeah, I got it.
Because he was like,
taken out, no biggie, I'm still gonna race. He's like, give me like 1-2 days max to recover and we're good to go. Bam, wins a race.
Like crazy. And the fact is, being in that much pain and taking all those G's and still focusing enough to get a win is just absolutely insane to me. That is mental fortitude that I can't even
It's impressive too, and like no wonder the fan base loves Carlos. Like, I don't know of many people who don't like Carlos. Like, genuinely.
He's such a good guy, though. Like, very open and just goofy. And he just, he just wants to connect with people. And I think that's what people like, is that and I think that's a testament to his culture, the Spanish culture, and just connectivity with people, conversation, and just, keeping that with him has really worked.
Yeah, like,
he's really professional.
Yeah, I was going to say, not only is he, like, a great driver, but, like, he's goofy, he's serious, but, like, also very professional.
He gets it done. When it's go time, he gets it done, which is great.
He's like a dog.
I love his,
he's like well trained.
I was gonna say he's in a good way. In a good way. I don't know. Some people get so mad when they get called a dog. I'm like, dogs are the best thing on the planet.
Man's best friend.
For real. So for his recent performance and stuff, what sticks out to me, besides the win in Australia, his consistent scoring has been something that has honestly kept Ferrari afloat when they have those off weeks. Because he's always been the guy to still finish up there and get points. I do think that's why it took him a while to make a decision too, because he knows that he's going to be that top guy to get in the points. But with those offers, he had to field it, and I really thought he was going to pick Alpine because of that, because Alpine could use some of that top 10 scoring. Yeah, I remember they were talking about him going to Alpine.
Yeah, I remember.
Because they could use some of that top 10 scoring.
But when I look at it now, I think him choosing Williams was a solid choice, because there's been so many times where Albon has made it into, like, top 10 in qualifying, or, like, in the race. Like, that one race, I forget which one it was, but where Albon did, like, that triple sandwich overtake, like, in between two cars. Like, if Albon can do that in this current state of the Williams car, imagine what Carlos can do in a better Williams car. Like, the potential is there, and I see now why he says that he sees potential in Williams.
I mean, and James is he is hungry, he is ready, and he is going to take it on. Like, I do like the way he approaches F1. And I do think that they could be successful together, because he's going to do what it takes. For sure.
Especially whenever Charles has bad days with Ferrari, which has been, no shade, a lot lately. Like, things just haven't been going Charles' way. Like, Carlos has been there.
Just has been hard. Yeah. No, I agree. it's been hard. Poor Charles. But Carlos is always going to be that guy. He's going to be your guy. You can depend on him. Like, he's going to come through for you. And there is nothing, I think, more on brand for Carlos Sainz than that.
Just an all-around great person, great driver, like a great person to have on your team. Great mate.
Okay, now the fun question. Who? What is your favorite Carlos Sainz quote? I think one of my favorite ones, besides, of course, the famous stop inventing one, was just so good, is when he was, I think it was Abu Dhabi, and he was like, did I go for it? Did I send it? Or didn't send it? And I'm like, Carlos.
Did I go for it? Did I send it? Or didn't send it?
Yeah, you
send it!
It was just funny to me because it was like totally in my language. That's how I speak and put things together. But I was just like, homie, you are forever going to be the lovable puppy.
He's so funny. And I put in the Lando episode a couple weeks ago. Look, Lando, this one's got no fish. You need to mature, mates.
We need to have another pancake tutorial from Carlos, though.
I loved it. He was like, you have to have the right amount of fluffiness, not too much liquidness, or you lose the fluffiness.
Fluffy. We need fluffiness. Without fluffiness, there is no Carlos pancakes. Fluffiness. Mixing the fluffiness with the liquidness. But you need to keep the fluffiness. You cannot lose the liquidness. Fluffy.
Okay.
He was so serious. And I was like, I want them pancakes. They look so good. I love pancakes. I love some pancakes. I love breakfast food.
Pancakes. They do look fluffy, but they're like so thick and fluffy and like light.
They do. Yes. Like clouds, like little breakfast clouds. Yeah. I'm just a foodie.
It's okay.
I'm just a foodie. And I think that's, and Spanish food is actually some of my favorite food in the world. I love Spanish food. Like now I'm hungry. Yeah. But that is just, I think honestly, if we got another pancake tutorial, I think we'd all, like, world problems would be solved.
I would try it.
And we all have Carlos to thank. I would try it. Actually, I would try it. He should, if he wasn't an F1 driver, that would be his thing.
Oh.
Social media, cooking show.
Yeah?
Yeah. He could totally pull it off. Oh, man. The upcoming projects that we have going on. So we have some exciting guests that are going to appear on the podcast. And these are 3 amazing F1 content creators. And I cannot wait to share their stories and spotlight them, because that's going to be great for all of us. And just keep talking up our own community, because we are only as strong as we make it. And I love to support every one of you. So if you're interested, we have a form on our Linktree if you want to be interviewed. We're also working on a few other interviews, which I think will be exciting if we can get those.
I was going to say, like, we accepting people to be interviewed on our podcast, but if you want us on your podcast, we would love to, like, switch the table. Yes. We're working on that too. Like, we might be on some podcasts soon.
Please.
So let us be on yours. You can be on ours. It'll be a fun trade-off.
I think it would be great. I have 2 brain cells to rub together. Let me at least share one of them with you. Okay. And, have a good time while we do it. So hopefully, when we get rolling and for these interviews, you'll see Chris back. Honestly, right now he is pretty sick. He does think it's COVID. So he might not be here for the next interview, but he'll be here for the one after that. But we are super excited. We're going to keep putting out more content about your drivers. Think about it. Think really hard who you want the next driver spotlight to be, and we will make it happen. I was kind of hoping people would say, but that's just between you and me. Who said that? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. No, it wasn't me or Max. Somebody. And then here we are again, parting ways.